Today on HandyDadTV, I'm going to show you how to replace this pool timer on my daughter's pool again because I couldn't get the one that I wanted, which is an Intermatic timer. So I bought a cheap one, and that was just a year ago. And all of a sudden it started failing on us. It wouldn't turn on automatically anymore. I got this one. They are back in stock, and they're not too expensive, but they are absolutely worth it. This timer is the only one I recommend for pools. This thing will last like 20 years. So you're probably saying, Chris, it's just a timer. What difference does it make? Well, this is an industrial strength timer. It's by Intermatic. I will only buy this one for pools ever again. This one happens to be for 240 volts. That you can see here, the voltage is between 208 and 277. So we use 240 here. That will work. I will show you how to tell whether you need a 240 or 120 volt timer. And this is also rated for outdoor use. Now, this is a metal box, which will rust eventually, but it takes a long time, like 20 years. I'm telling you, these things last a long time. And as you can see, the timer itself, the mechanism comes out. So this can be replaced without having to replace the box. But what I like about it, it is a mechanical timer. Nothing digital, nothing fancy. No smart switches, nothing. You just set the time on it here, you pull it out and set the time, and you put the trippers where you want the trippers to go, and you can get extra trippers if you want it to go on multiple times a day. But this works great for single speed pumps, not for variable speed pumps. Variable speed pumps should have a timer built into them, but this works great for single speed pumps. Now, the way this is wired, there are two wires for line, which is the power coming in from your circuit, and then there's load, which is the two wires that go to the pump, and a manual lever here that you can turn it on and off. You can also see there's a nice heavy-duty gasket around it to keep it waterproof, or water-resistant, I should say. And notice there's a blank space right here between the gasket. That is, if any water incidentally gets in here, it will drain itself out instead of building up on the inside. Now, the quickest way to find out whether you have a 240 or a 120 volt filter is you have to find the circuit breaker that corresponds to your filter. And this one is labeled right here, and you can see it's a double breaker. If it's a double breaker like this, it's 240 volts. If it's a single breaker, that is 120 volts. So mine's double. That's why I got the timer that supports 240 volts. Intermatic makes this timer for indoor use, for outdoor use with a plastic case, or outdoor use with a metal case, which is the one that I prefer. Here are the model numbers for both the 120 and 240 volt variations, and you can find links to these timers in the video description. So what I have here is I have one cable on the left going into the box, and the other one is on the right. And what I can tell is the one on the left is the one that goes to the pool pump. You can see it down there. And the other one is the line coming in. So that's the one that's hot all the time. When the timer turns on, it sends power down to the pump. So it works really simple, like a switch with a timer on it. That's about it. So now I'm just going to disconnect all these wires and remove the old timer. Okay, with the old timer removed, you can see that this is the side that goes to the pump, and whatever electrician wired this, they used two red wires going to the pump, and on the other side, two black wires that are coming with the line. So these are the ones that would always be hot when the breaker is on. And the other side is the one that goes to the pump. So that makes it easy for me. That's good and tight. And now I need to take these nuts and put these around these cables, around these connectors, and tighten them down. All right, that's all good and secured. Now I'm going to pull the wires out of the way, and all I'm going to have at first is the grounds. And there's a connection in the back here that allows you to put two grounds under that screw. And it's made for this purpose. So not only does it bond them together, but it bonds them to the box. I just need to get them nice and straight. Okay, good and tight. Now those are out of the way. Okay, now I'm ready to put the timer mechanism back in. And it goes in at the bottom first, and then it snaps in. There's a clip right here at the top, and that's all I need to worry about there. Now there is a screw right here I need to take out, and let me get to the wires. Okay, now what we have here, as you can see on this little chart, we've got 2 line and 2 load, okay? And the way this works is the clock itself, the timer, is these 2 white wires. So those are the same as the line. Those are the ones that are going to have power all the time. And when the timer clicks on, when this switch goes on, it connects this one to that screw and this one to that screw. And so these are going to be where the pool gets connected, the pump, I should say. So the first thing I need to do is let me back these out a little bit. All right, so I'm going to take these black wires. They're going to go right under with the white ones. And it doesn't matter which goes where because they are both black wires. Of course, getting them under there is a little bit difficult. All right, that's under as far as it's going. Clamp it down, give it a tug. That's good. Same with the other black wire. Give it a tug. And now the red wires. They go in the last ones. And again, doesn't matter which is which because they are both hot wires. If you have a 120 volt timer, you will have a hot and a neutral, and then you'll have to keep track of those. But in this case, these are both hot wires. And that's all there is to it. Now I'm just going to put it back together. Put my little screw in. And that is that. That's good. Now all I have to do is turn that off, and I'll go turn on the breaker, and we'll give it a test. And now with the breaker back on, I can actually hear the motor that is running the timer. So hopefully the microphone is picking that up. Now let's give it a test. And there we go. We know it works. All right, it is done. And then all I have to do is set the time, set the trippers, and that's how it gets latched. This is model T104R. This is the 240 volt timer. I will also put a link to this as well as the 120 volt timer down in the video description below. Let me know if you have any questions. Just leave a comment. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.